When Veervara used to ride his horse Tappu through the streets of Vijayanagar, people were mesmerized to see him. Tappu's sparkling eyes, beautiful hair, and graceful walk were admired by everyone. But Udanka liked him the most.
Hey Udanka, spend some money that you have saved to buy new clothes.
You just focus on your work.
In his attempts to get Tappu, Udanka always faced disappointment due to his failure to do so. But Udanka was not one to give up.
Leave from here. The shop is closed now.
What a strange person.
Veervara has arrived. Money is honey.
Every time Udanka saw Tappu, he used to see him as a bag of money instead of a horse.
My Tappu. Ow. Son, how long will you raise him by feeding chickpeas? Sell him to me. I will feed him new dishes every day. Money is honey.
If I ever need coins, I'll let you know. But for now, I just need chickpeas. Shall I take them?
It's there in the bag. Money is honey.
Here's your coins. The current and previous accounts are settled now.
I lost the opportunity again today. But never mind. The day I get hold of Tappu, I will trade him for 10 bags of coins. Money is honey. Tabra, 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 tabra. I will get this horse by any means necessary. Money is honey. Let's go, Tappu. Come on, dear. Let's walk. Let's go, my dearest Tappu. Now, he is just as stubborn as his master. Money is honey. Look what I have brought for you. Oh, my dear Tappu, will you eat halwa? I have puri for you. Okay, take some kheer. Are you a horse or a donkey? Now eat quickly. I have brought so many dishes cooked in pure ghee just for you.
Udanka came to steal Tappu. He thought of stealing the horse overnight and selling him in another town. And no one would even know about it. But he was wrong.
What is this sound? Money is honey.
The path is clear.
As soon as Udanka saw Chungi and Mungi, a plan formed in his mind.
What are you doing so late at night, sir? Have you also started stealing like us?
No, I have caught both of you red-handed, and I will make noise and call everyone, and will get a reward from the king.
Chungi Mungi got scared and started apologizing. That's when Udanka played his next move. Udanka's plan was that after the theft of Veervara's house, he would be short of money and would be forced to sell Tappu.
Sir, but is there anything to steal in Veervara's house? Huh?
So this is their plan.
Veervara had heard about Udanka's plan. So he took out all his coins and filled the bag with stones.
Where are the coins?
Oh, what is this? Come out, come out! Oh no, come out, come out!
I found the coins.
I also found them.
Neither Udanka nor Chungi Mungi knew that. Though the plan was theirs, the control was in Veervara's hands.
Why hasn't my Tappu come yet? He has come!
Sir!
The next day, as soon as Veervara mentioned a theft in his house and requested Udanka if he could borrow some chickpeas for Tappu, Udanka said,
I can give my life for you, money is honey. But if I start helping everyone, what will happen to my business? There is a solution. You sell the horse, I'll give you 2 bags full of coins.
2 bags are fine, sir. But apart from that, you will have to bear 10 lashes.
Oh, why lashes, Veervara?
My Tappu is a little stubborn, sir. If you can bear 10 lashes, then I'll believe that you can also tolerate his tantrums.
Udanka was a true businessman. He was getting a horse worth 10 bags of coins for just 2 bags. He thought that for so much profit, he would bear the lashes.
My Tappu. All right, let's begin.
Veervara took the 2 bags of coins and started whipping him in front of everyone.
One.
Veervara was whipping Udanka and Udanka was enduring it. But it was not like eating laddus that he would enjoy.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Quickly finish the remaining 2 lashes. What happened?
I really can't see your pain, sir. I'll finish the remaining 2 later.
What? But give me the horse.
Oh, I will give the horse after you have received 10 lashes.
Are you playing smart with Udanka? Oh no, my dear Tappu!
Udanka didn't get the remaining 2 lashes. Nor did he get Tappu. But he surely got a taste of the fruit of his greed. One day, King Vidyadhar of Vijayanagar and his minister Saranga set out in disguise for a walk around Vijayanagar.
Your Majesty, my king, if someone recognizes you, there could be a trouble.
Don't worry about that. Just look around you and see how happy everyone is.
The potatoes have arrived on a ship. Grab them before they make a swift trip.
When I see our people happy and joyful, my heart fills with happiness. Look around, Saranga. You will not find a single person who is not happy.
Pardon me, my king. But what we see all the time is not always the truth.
What do you mean?
I mean, one who is satisfied is the only happy person. So we need to investigate how many people are truly satisfied in reality. If you permit, I have a plan in my mind, my king.
Ah. For me, it is essential to know whether you all are genuinely happy and whether all your needs are being fulfilled in our kingdom or not. Is there anyone present here who is not happy?
I am so happy, my king, that I do not even have the desire to go outside for business. Money is honey.
Our kitchen is always filled with food. What else do we need, my king?
Yes, yes. Our business, all our affairs, everything is going well. We are all very happy.
That is good to hear. Minister Saranga?
My king, after hearing your words, our king felt immense joy. And to share this happiness with all the happy people in the kingdom, tomorrow the royal garden will be opened. There are many rare fruits and flowers in the garden that you can eat and even take home in your bags.
The royal garden was closest to the king's heart and very special, where he had planted various types of fruits and flowers from both within the country and abroad.
Enjoy the delights of the royal garden, everyone. The king will meet you at the back gate of the garden shortly.
Oh wow, so many beautiful and juicy fruits.
Wonderful. It feels like this garden belongs to another world.
You people keep wasting time in conversations. I am going to fill my bag first. Money is honey.
Huh?
This is mine. I want some too.
You have only explored half of the garden and you have already filled your bag.
What could be better than such beautiful and juicy fruits?
Go a little further and see for yourself.
I never thought this garden would be so vast from the inside.
Unbelievable!
Golden fruits. Amazing. Oh wow.
Flowers adorned with diamonds and pearls. This garden truly turned out to be royal. I will become rich after getting them all. Money is honey. If they pluck all of these, then nothing will be left for me. Money is honey. Look over there, the king.
Where did the diamonds and pearls go?
Golden fruits. But there is no space to keep them. Let me take them out. Leave it. You leave it. Leave it.
I said you leave it.
It's mine.
mine.
It's mine.
Hey, I want these too.
If you're satisfied and your bags are full, should we leave? The king is waiting for us at the other gate.
Yes, yes. Let's go, Minister.
We should have collected some more.
You are absolutely right. Hail to the king!
Go on, go on. The king is waiting for you on the other side.
Such a strong current. How will we cross this? And if we don't cross this, how will we reach the king?
Oh, you silly people. We can easily cross it like this. Look at me. Oh, someone save me! I'm drowning! The water is very deep!
Drop the bag, or else you'll be swept away by the strong current of the water.
No, I'm not leaving this bag under any circumstances!
Oh, let it go.
Save me! My golden fruits! All my efforts have gone down in the water!
Hurry up, the king is waiting for you.
The flow of the water looks very dangerous. And if we don't go, the king will be upset with us. But if we go, along with the golden fruits, even we will be swept away in the water.
Oh no! What should we do now?
Oh, fool, what have you done? Why did you leave the golden fruits in the water?
If we want to meet the king on the other side, we will have to leave our bag here.
Oh, what happened? No. What all I had planned and what has happened now? Money is honey.
My golden fruits!
Even after collecting golden fruits, we couldn't get them.
Those who were talking about contentment and happiness until yesterday had become greedy upon seeing the golden fruits today. And upon witnessing this, the king felt very sad. However, amidst them, there was a man who still appeared happy. On seeing this, the king called him.
Aren't you sad to see so much wealth slipping away from your hands?
What is there to be sad about? You gave us the opportunity to roam in your royal garden. That is a matter of great pride and honor for us. Anyway, I didn't take any golden fruits. I just ate some of those juicy fruits and kept some for my daughter, which I left in the water before swimming.
That is why it is said, those who are satisfied are truly happy in the real sense.
Well said, Saranga. Well done. Others should learn from you as well. And yes, here are some delicious fruits from the royal garden for your daughter.
Thank you, my king.
Ultimately, the forest goddess was pleased by their prayers.
I have understood your problem, my child. In a few months from today, a beautiful princess will be born in your palace. However, there will be one flaw in her.
Flaw?
What kind of flaw?
She will have a strong liking for wearing new clothes every day, and this habit of hers may bring a great crisis in your life. So tell me, do you still wish to have a child?
Goddess, it doesn't matter if there is some pain along with such great happiness.
As you wish.
As per the blessings of the goddess, a princess was born in the royal palace just a few days later.
Huh? Huh?
Congratulations! A daughter is born!
My little princess.
Listen, everyone!
As soon as this news spread throughout the kingdom, the entire kingdom lit up like Diwali in celebration of the king's joy. As time passed, Princess Chitralekha became more beautiful.
You must be feeling tired from keeping it on your head all day. Let me wear it for a while.
As you wish, Princess. It looks so beautiful.
What are you doing? Colors are not meant to be kept like this, but to be spread and enjoyed. You're looking good. Where is my special attire for today? Here it is, Princess. Huh? What is this? Will Princess Chitralekha wear such ordinary clothes? Even after my instructions, you haven't added any diamonds to it. And where is the work of golden flowers on it?
Pardon me, Princess, but when I went to the minister, I couldn't get the necessary things. For the time being, please choose and wear one of these clothes.
Once Princess Chitralekha wears a dress, she does not even touch it again. And you are talking about re-wearing these?
The prince's collection of jeweled clothes kept growing, and the treasury kept emptying. As Chitralekha grew up, the goddess's warning to the king seemed to be coming true.
Is the treasury empty? With your presence in the palace along with so many soldiers, such a major theft occurred and no one knew. The thief should be arrested as soon as possible.
Forgive me, my king, forgive me. But this is not any kind of thief's work. The entire treasury has been exhausted in making the princess's clothes.
What did you say? Making clothes?
Yes, my king. This is a time of critical crisis for our kingdom. I tried to inform you, but every time you refuse to listen, saying that whatever the princess wants should be given to her. So what should I do?
So what did he say wrong in this?
Calm down, princess. Don't talk like that. Don't forget that I have to take care of the entire people of the kingdom along with you.
The entire kingdom was immersed in worry. Seeing the severity of the situation, the king comes up with a solution. The king went to the forest with his daughter to seek help from the goddess.
Oh, goddess, please help. I have come here to seek your help. Have mercy on me, goddess.
I know the reason for your visit here, my king. Remember, I had cautioned you, but you didn't pay any heed to it.
Please forgive me, goddess. But now, my entire kingdom is in distress. You are the only one who can help us.
All right. In order to help you, all I can do is send new clothes for your princess every single day.
What? Really? I'm blessed, goddess.
But princess, be aware, there is also a condition. If you exchange the clothes I provide with someone else, everything will come to an end on that day.
Huh? This will never happen, goddess.
As you wish.
From the very next day, new clothes used to appear for the princess every day, and she felt quite happy while wearing them. The days, months, and seasons changed. But what didn't change was the princess's restless mind. After enjoying for some days, the princess began to get bored of wearing the goddess's clothes. And with time, she even forgot her promise to the goddess.
So beautiful!
I know I'm beautiful.
Who is this beautiful girl?
Huh? Who
whoever she might be. But no one can be more beautiful than the princess. But who cares?
Well, the princess is indeed beautiful. She has precious clothes and jewelry, but she still looks so lovely even in these ordinary clothes.
I am wearing such beautiful clothes, adorned with jewelry given by the goddess. Yet how can she look so beautiful? It seems there's something special about her clothes, and I should be the one to have the most beautiful clothes on earth. Hey you, listen to me.
Look, the princess is here.
Greetings, princess.
Look, I need to go to the fair. And if the people there recognize me, it will be a problem. So, if you don't mind, can you give me your sari in exchange for my clothes?
My sari? Are you joking with me, princess?
Absolutely not.
All right.
Huh? What's this? Where have I come to? Huh?
Even after my warning, you have exchanged the clothes I gave you with someone else, and you have dared to disobey my command. For this, you will surely be punished.
What mistake have I made? Please forgive me, goddess.
There is no forgiveness for not obeying my command.
Huh?
You will have to leave this world immediately.
No, please don't do this, goddess.
If you like this video, subscribe to our channel Murthy Media.